Okay, this is the second video for week 2, and we're going to take a quick overview of the passage in Romans that we are studying for this week. The title of this week's class is The Heart of the Gospel, the Universal Nature of Sin. Now, if you've read Moo and perhaps other commentaries, you know that the Romans chapter 1, verse 18 through 3, verse 20, deals with a very foundational thing, and again, it's at the heart of the gospel, and has to do with the sinful nature of man. The ultimate, which is in next week's passage, 3:23, which is a memory verse that many of you have memorized, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. It's a basic nature about mankind. Let me give you my basic view that I've worked with respect to this passage for years. Moo takes a slightly different view on this, but there are 3 categories of people that Paul deals with in Romans 1:18 through 3:20. The first would be the rank pagan, the ungodly individual, the person far from God, the person who is bound for hell, who is completely rebellious against the knowledge of God. That's Romans 1:18 through 32. This is the pagan, the heathen. The second group then is in 2:1 through 16, which would be basically described as the moral heathen, the good person who is far from God. The first group is the clear rebel. The second group is the moral heathen. The third group, which is 2:17 through 29, is the Jew, or the godly person who professes to know God. And this covers the entire spectrum of mankind, and the end result, of course, of this argument is that Paul concludes all under sin. Now, there are a number of issues that arise in the course of this study. We don't have time to pursue those right now. I commend them to you, but the broad topic that you should consider is what, again, Moo deals with in his text, which is worldview. Because there are questions that arise in the course of the study that you should deal with. Number one, the state of those, the condition of those. This is Romans chapter 2. The condition of those who never had a chance to hear the gospel. This is a big hot question that's being thrown at Christianity today. It's dealt with in chapter 2. I will not deal with it right now. Again, we don't have time, but I commend it to you. And the answer very quickly that Paul gives is that people, in essence, must follow their conscience. There is written within the heart of every man a law. It is not the Torah law, but it is a natural law. Natural law. And by that, there is a judgment that comes down from God. Now, back before that, in Romans chapter 1, the statement concerning general revelation is made, that all are without excuse. It's used twice, one for the rank pagan and the other for the moral heathen, that they are without excuse because God has revealed himself to them through general revelation. So these are worldview issues. Moo, again, very accurately says that a few passages in the Bible are in as much clash with current cultural worldview than these verses in this passage that we deal with. The 2 that he brings up and that you should study out and know where you stand are number 1, the wrath of God. Very unpopular topic. Does God have righteous anger or wrath? Or is he the sugar daddy, sweet, loving God in heaven who never, ever, under any condition, condemns? Along with that is a view of hell, the wrath of God. We have some things to deal with that in the workbook. The second is the question of homosexuality. And I have done some writing along those topics. I'll put some of those things in your supplemental readings. They're just for you to read on your own. but the question of the meaning in Romans chapter 1 of the moral statements with respect to homosexuality. Moo does not deal with these exhaustively. Other commentaries will. There is much being said today. You need to study it out and find out what you believe on what God says about this important topic. Romans is for today. Romans speaks to us now. May God bless you as you study through the book of Romans. I also have placed in your supplemental reading the 7 basic worldview questions. These are from Sire's book, The Universe Next Door. It's classic. I know you have a course in GCD dealing with worldview. Romans deals primarily with a Christian worldview. Study that out, and God bless you as you do your studies.